Welcome to FVHS Legacy Voices, a podcast where we honor the people who have shaped the history and spirit of Fuquay-Varina High School. Today we're joined by Miss Tricia Carson-Meyers, who started at FVHS in year 2001. Through her role of counselor, driver's ed program director, and athletic boosters, Miss Carson-Meyers has left a lasting impact on our Bengal community and beyond. We're excited to hear her reflections, favorite memories from campus, and the ways her work continues to inspire generations of learners. So, Miss Carson-Meyers, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am Tricia Carson-Meyers. I was born in Nigeria, and I was adopted by two loving parents who brought me to America. And I was raised mostly in North Carolina, in the foothills of the mountains in Cleveland County. I went to Gardner-Webb University for my BA. I went to Gardner-Webb for my master's, and then I came to State for a master's in administration. And I have done a graduate degree at UNCG in Greensboro for counseling to add to my 6th year as a counselor. So I've had a lot of, I've enjoyed the area. I love North Carolina, and I think nothing's finer, but I do like to travel too. I have 2 children. Semenio Myers is my oldest. He is a graduate of Fuquay-Varina High School. And then I have Michael Carson, who is presently a student at Fuquay-Varina High School.
Nice. All here in the same building. Who or what had biggest influence on your decision to become an educator and leader?
Oh, that was easy. My parents. My father was a professor at Gardner-Webb University and then moved here to Southeastern Seminary. My mother was an educator and worked in Rutherford County and in Cleveland County teaching. I have a lot of family who are in education and have enjoyed watching them. Did not think I was going to come into education. I thought I was going to be a lawyer. And then I saw that there was a lot of writing and just a lot of research that I didn't want to do as a lawyer. And so when I got out of Gardner-Webb with my degree in psychology, I worked for a grant in nonprofit. So I worked for PKY is the name of it, and enjoyed doing that, but knew I needed to help kids another way because I was meeting with them after school. And so that's when I went into counseling and saw that counseling was the way that I could help students and advocate for them. So I think that's my little bit of law and lawyer in me, is to get into advocating for students, making sure that you help to meet all their needs and everything.
Very much appreciated. Okay, how did you come to join the FVHS community, and what made Fuquay High feel like the right place for you?
Oh, let me tell you about my story. I was in Rutherford County. I told my principal that I wanted to move closer to my parents because my dad is blind and my mother, they were older. And so I wanted to be here to help them. Came down to the area. I was married at the time and drove through Fuquay. Could not pronounce Fuquay, didn't know how to say it. And he said, "This looks like the place I need to live." And my husband was at Fort Bragg at the time, and my parents were in Wake Forest. So I knew this was a good middle spot, and it reminded me of home, small town. When I moved here, there was nothing here. So that's how I came to find Fuquay. Then I put my application in. I told my principal I'd look till maybe like July 1st. Put my application in, and I got an interview somewhere downtown at a middle school, and then I got an interview at Fuquay Middle. That interview was in rocking chairs with Phyllis Womble and Kathy Daniels, and it was the best, easiest, comfortable interview, and I said, "This is where I need to be." I was driving back home, and they hired me, so that was, how I came to the Fuquay area and have loved it. Then, Mr. Rose was the principal here. I was his last hire before he retired because Phyllis McLeod, the dean, asked me to come over and come to the high school. So I felt like I got promoted.
Nice. So, can you share an early memory from your first year that stuck with you?
Ooh. First year was the hard year, especially here at Fuquay High School, because it was coming to high school and you weren't sure of everything. So my first year, I was kind of to myself and just following and trying to see what the other counselors were doing and see what high school was all about. So I had good models. I had Phyllis McLeod as a role model, and I had Steve Witt. I feel like they were the best. Steve Witt, he was just like a big daddy. And so he helped to shape my counseling and it helped to let me know about the community. He was one who would take you to all the barbecue places that were doing their sales and tell you about them and let you know how everybody was a part of Fuquay-Varina. So I love those memories of getting to go to lunch with him or just soaking up his knowledge for counseling. Phyllis McLeod, she put on all the programs here at the school, and they were just top notch. She would have decorations, she would have it, and so she taught me about how to make sure we have everything right when we do a program, how to recognize people. She was the diva of making sure all of our programs went well.
It sounds like it worked out perfectly for you.
It did. It really did. I have met great people from being here at Fuquay-Varina High School. I have watched so many people grow in this education profession. We have had so many outstanding people. I think about Mr. King, who was assistant principal, who did his entire career at Fuquay-Varina High School. And it's fun and it's exciting to know people like that because I look at other than 6 years, I have done my entire career at Fuquay-Varina High School. And I tell people, they even when we moved to Willow and they said, "Are you gonna stay there? Because that's closer to your home?" I said, "No, I bleed orange." And so I'm coming back to Fuquay, and have loved it. Fuquay has been so good to me in my ups and my downs. When I went through a divorce, when my parents got sick, all of that, when I had my children. Fuquay is family. Fuquay is home.
Kind of similar lines. What are some of your proudest moments during your time at FVHS?
Every day is a proud moment. Every day is a proud moment. But, I guess, when I was recognized as Counselor of the Year, I was recognized, in one year, I think it might have been 2021, I don't know. I ain't gonna say a date because I probably got it wrong. I have to go back and look at the plaque. But that was a proud moment. Just working with kids and making a difference, is a proud moment. Watching them graduate, watching them come back and tell you something that you don't even remember, but it made a lasting impact of you pushing them to be a leadership role or you being involved in something that they were doing. You came and supported them. All of those are great memories for students. I hate to call names because I feel like I'll forget somebody who's been important to me, but, I feel like the kids have given me just as much that I hope I have given them.
Small moments speak the loudest, huh?
Yes.
Is there a program, tradition, or initiative that you helped shape that still carries on today?
I guess National Achievers, Miss McLeod started it, but it is still going strong today. It is the Minority Honor Society, and it has grown to where it encompasses anyone. It used to be mostly African American, but now any minority who wants to come and be a part of it, they are welcome. And it is another way of showing leadership, and it is smaller than NHS, but it still helps to show leadership in our school.
Creating safe space for students is always a great thing.
Yes, absolutely.
How have you seen students grow and change during your years here?
I guess we all have grown and changed. They still come in as scared little freshmen, but to watch them go from freshman into senior is so great. And even now, I see them coming back with their kids. I've been here that long that I am counseling kids of parents now, and so it is so amazing. I think about Mr. McCotter. I was his counselor and now he is at central office. He was our principal and now is at central office. So it's good to see how people grow. He's one of the ones. There are others that I can't call names because I just even can't even remember everybody's name. But it's so fun to see that and to know that. And people will say to me, "You still at the high school?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm still there." So I like that.
So, like, you've been a constant rock in their life and
Mhm.
while working here at Fuquay.
Absolutely. And just they know I will help I may not know the answer, but I will help lead them and guide them to finding who can help them at the school. And a lot of times I am the one who knows the answer and can help navigate them in the right direction. I talk to people in the Walmart. wherever I'm eating, somebody's always stopping and asking something about Fuquay High School because we are a pillar. Before all the other schools came, and I tell the other schools they were birthed out of Fuquay High School. I love to say that to Willow, to Middle Creek, to Holly Springs, because before it was Fuquay and then it was Apex. Those were the schools. There was no other. And so I love to let them know that, Fuquay birthed y'all and y'all are under us. We're the OG.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of youngins.
Yes.
Let's see. How did FVHS shape you as an educator or leader?
Ooh, it has given me so much. I can't even express in some words because it has allowed me to go to conferences, to become a leader in the community. It has allowed me to know the community, to get out and be involved, to know your mayor, to know your commissioners, to know your police officers. I mean, I just love our close knit relationship. It has also allowed me to, present at conferences and things like that. So, the confidence of working here at Fuquay-Varina High School, the confidence of our leadership putting me in leadership positions has allowed me to just grow and flourish. And I hope that I'm being able to pass that on to the next educators that are coming in. I look forward to the young educators that are coming into our school. I just love seeing them and trying to glean from them because they're still teaching me new things and then trying to share some of my experiences and maturity with them.
So it sounds like Fuqua is just all around good soil to grow in, huh?
Oh, it's great soil. We have some good, rich soil here. When I look at my 25 years and we're celebrating 50, we have had so many outstanding students, educators come through here, and they're growing up and doing wonderful things, from athletics to law to we have people out doing something in almost all the fields. And it's so fascinating to sit back and think about it.
What do you hope your students or colleagues remember most about you?
That I care. Now you're making me wanna cry. I love this job. As I think about return and getting ready to not be at Fuquay High School, it just swells up in me because I want everybody to know every day I may not have been perfect, you may not have liked the decision I made, but my heart was in the right place. I've been a foster parent, I've taken children home, I've bought kids supplies, doing all kinds of things. All of that is done out of love, and, because I'm adopted and come from another country, I feel so blessed to be here and to have had all of the experiences I've had in the United States.
We're so glad to have you. And I'm sure even after you leave here, your legacy will stay.
Mm, thanks.
Can you share a story of a student or moment that stands out as especially meaningful to you?
One that stands out to me, we used to get together, teachers get together and celebrate, whether it be the end of the year or teacher work day, and we'd eat together. Well, this was Christmas. It was the end of the break, and I was at I think Bahama Breeze, and we were eating, and my phone rang, and I was a therapeutic parent, and they called me and said, "There's a child in need that we would like to place in your home." And I said, "Well, I've already paid all my bills because we got paid early." I said, "I don't have anything for a child right now." They said, "Well, she's a student of yours at Fuquay-Varina High School." I said, "I'll be there to get her." I paid my bill. I went got the child. And because she was a student at Fuquay-Varina, I could not let that child have a Christmas. And so everybody came together because I put out a call that, "Hey, I've got a new child." And she had a good Christmas, and she lived with me um, about I think she was in the 10th grade when I got her, and I watched her graduate and go off to Wake Tech. So she really had an impact on me, and me saying yes and answering my phone just really made me know I love being a foster parent, and have had great foster children, have had a lot that have come through Fuquay High School, and I appreciate the principals, everybody who worked with me while I had my children too.
I'm sure you made a lasting impact on him.
Mhm.
I can just imagine.
Yes. Mhm.
How has your educational journey extended beyond Fuquay-Varina High School?
I guess I look at driver's ed when I think about beyond Fuquay-Varina High School. I am on the board for the Southeast region, and I'm on the board for the national for driver's ed. I came into driver's ed, needing a second job. Education doesn't pay much, but it is a rewarding field. And so I came into it, need another job, and I sometimes it feel like I'm a workaholic, but I enjoy what I do. And long as it's here around Fuquay High School, I don't mind. So I started working with driver's ed and took leadership roles there and have extended out. And so people know about Fuquay-Varina High School. They see me in my orange. I'm always wearing, whether it is vacation or whether it is work, I'm usually wearing something Fuquay-Varina. And people will say, "Hey, are you from?" And they will tap and know where Fuquay-Varina is. So we have put ourselves on the map, but also just going places. I think, my foundation, my father, as I said, was a seminary professor and he was a pastor. So I like leadership. I don't mind talking to people. I love meeting people. And that's what Fuquay Varina, you will meet people, you will explain the name of your school and where it is located. And it's just a good conversation piece.
Nice. What lessons from our school have you carried into your broader career or community work?
I think about Mr. McFarland. He liked everything neat and precise. And I am probably the opposite. I have probably the junkiest office, but I know when it's time to clean up before somebody comes. So I do try to do that. I also, love for programs to be put on looking sharp. And I think that's what we all have gotten from him. He always made sure our building, even when we had the old school, we kept that school clean, tidy, and that's where the community came in. We didn't lack for anything because the community would help us make it happen, even when others didn't help us. So I do like that. Now that we have a new school, I'm probably one of the ones that are walking around picking up paper and proud of that and trying to keep it. Also, I think about, our principals who say, take care of yourself. And we can't be any good to anybody if we're not taking care of ourselves. So I make sure that we do that, and especially in the counseling field, because you're trying to give so much to so many people, and it can be taxing.
You can't give out of an empty bucket.
Right.
Whatever the analogy
Yeah,
is.
that is so true. That's true. We have to keep filling our bucket so we have something to give out.
Mhm.
Mhm.
In what ways do you think Fuquay-Varina High School has contributed to the larger educational landscape?
Most parents who come to Fuquay High School and talk about how their children can go out and be prepared for this world, whether they're going into the military, whether they're going out to work, whether they're going to a 2-year or 4-year school apprenticeship. We have so much here. And that's what I like about our school. We're not lopsided, we are evenly distributed. We are able to, brag on a kid who is in the military. We're able to brag on a kid who accepted an internship from Caterpillar or somewhere else. We're able to look at all of our kids who may have started at a community college. Some of them just did degree there or and stopped. Some of them did that and went on to a 4-year school. So we're just able to brag, but then we're also able to brag on the staff here. We have a lot of doctors here. We have a lot of national board certified teachers here. I mean, we have a good educated staff that is going and doing different things. We've got to work on our diversity because that is what is lacking. But we are striving to bring more young people and more diversity to our school for our students.
It's an example for others too, huh?
Yes.
What advice would you give to today's Fuquay-Varina High School students?
Try everything. I think sometimes we wanna box ourselves in, but no, try things, try new things, experience new things, go new places, you know? I think we have to make sure we try things and then know that there's so many opportunities out there. So don't be afraid to explore and figure them out. That's my thing. Just try things to see if you like it. This is the time, you're not stuck into any one job, anything like that, and diversify yourself. Have several jobs that you can do, so that if you ever need anything, there's always different little revenues coming in for yourself.
What do you see as the future of education, and how can our school continue to play a role in it?
We have to fight for ourselves. The public education, I think people are trying to come in and take over who don't know public education. That's the one thing. Our legislators, people like that, I think they really need to come in and listen to teachers. We are the experts in this field. Let us share what we know. Don't just always make it about dollars and cents, because sometimes dollars don't make sense when you're spending it in education. You have to pour into education because, again, we're making those famous athletes, we're making those astronauts, we're making everybody has to come through a high school education. And don't go giving it away to these charter schools and things like that. I'm sorry, I love the public school system, and I'm an advocate for that. Other people can afford private schools, some go to charter schools, but I believe a well-rounded education comes from being in the public sector.
And we have one more question. If you could describe FHS in one word, what would it be and why?
Mm. Family. We are a family. I look at, from the old to the young, from sports to um, our musical department, our drama department, from our clubs, from Slice, the student council. We are a family. Everybody helps everybody, or at least I feel I have a little piece in everybody, trying to know who's in it, trying to support them. I went on a DECA trip this year, my first year being a chaperone for DECA. Just honored that people would see something in me to ask, and also volunteering to help somebody so that they don't feel overwhelmed in doing whatever project they may do. So I have enjoyed being a family of this school, being a part of it. I feel like I'm the OG part now because there's not many of us that have been around as long as I have. And it is a honor. It's an honor and a privilege that you want to stay somewhere, that you wake up excited every morning. I'm probably one of the early ones here and one of the last ones to leave because, again, I enjoyed being here. And that's what I say. People ask me, they said, when are you going to retire? Or how is retirement going to look for you? I said, I don't know. I said, but, the Lord will let me know when it's time for me to leave. And I hope and I pray that when I do leave, I still will come back and do something here. So never leave.
Truly appreciate you.
Thank you for interviewing me. You have been so gracious. I love it.
And thank you, Tricia Carson-Meyers, for sharing your story with us. And thanks for listeners for tuning into FVHS Legacy Voices. Stay tuned for more alumni stories. Bye.
Roll bingos.
Oh, we cut you off.
Roll bingos. Did it stop?